Resident Evil Requiem is a masterclass into how to balance survival horror with action horror.
I think I want a second opinion.
How to balance nail-biting tension with exhilarating action set pieces. How to balance fan service and honoring the past
Can't believe it's still standing.
with maintaining an outlook on the future.
Time to bury Umbrella's last skeleton.
It's a game that cements the Resident Evil franchise not just as a hallmark of one of gaming's most nostalgic eras, but as a franchise that has a lot left in the tank. This is my review of Resident Evil 9 Requiem.
Miss Ashcroft, come in. I won't harm you.
Grace! Grace! Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
We are introduced to Grace Ashcroft, one of the game's protagonists.
Now I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
She is the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft,
Hang on.
a journalist who was a playable character in the Resident Evil Outbreak series. Kudos on Capcom for tying in one of the most underrated games in the RE universe. Grace finds herself revisiting a painful chapter of her life as she is tasked with investigating the scene of her mother's murder,
I can't. I was too much.
which is kind of messed up in my opinion, but I digress. Her character design is incredible. She is presented as anxious, self-doubting, and carrying a lot of guilt.
I'm so sorry. This is not my fault.
Her voice actress does a phenomenal job of portraying the character as well. This goes hand in hand with the game design when you are playing as Grace.
Come on!
The developers want you to feel classic survival horror tension that was perhaps perfected in RE7 with the introduction of first-person horror as we now know it. When you play as Grace, that aforementioned tension is palpable. You have less ammo, you have to resort to using items like glass bottles, and sometimes you just have to hide and evade combat altogether. The devs also added an element of craftiness to her gameplay. Grace doesn't plow through enemies. Her gameplay exemplifies resourcefulness. I thoroughly enjoyed playing as Grace, and while sections were stressful at times,
Why does this shit keep happening?
it's neat how the developers designed her to embody all the tension that is the classic RE experience.
Oh my god.
Our other protagonist is a fan favorite.
You there, Leon?
Yeah, I'm here.
Leon S. Kennedy. His gameplay sections are the embodiment of the action horror formula perfected in Leon's mission to rescue Ashley back in Resident Evil 4. After all the tension playing as Grace, the player has a nice reprieve by blowing away zombies and even wielding a chainsaw.
Nice.
I can't say this enough. The devs really knocked it out of the park in regards to balancing survival horror with action horror.
That girl just can't stay out of trouble.
In a way, this game feels like what RE6 could have and should have been, instead of the Michael Bay directed explosion fest that we got. Interwoven campaigns with different playstyles that include fan service,
Oh, I miss our Raccoon City hospitality.
but not to the point that the game becomes a convoluted mess. These two protagonists and campaigns complement one another in a very unique and overall very enthralling manner.
Couldn't make a difference. So I am here now.
Let's talk about Leon's design. Leon is presented as a man who has been through a lot. And I mean, he has. RE2, RE4, RE6, the RE movies. My man's been through it, alright. And it shows in his design.
But we're still alive. We have to keep going.
Not just in his physical appearance, but in the way he plays. I recently played RE4 Remake, and the combat is snappy, responsive, and arguably the best in the series. In RE9, Leon's combat and controls are great, but they feel a bit labored. But not in a bad way, but in a way that portrays that Leon is tired and he has been through a lot. I don't know if anyone else felt this, but this is excellent design, and I love when devs go to this level of detail.
That's not what I'm talking about. Your body can't take much more.
I'm gonna settle this.
Let's talk about the supporting characters in the game. Leon is aided by an analyst who I believe to be Hunnigan from RE4. However, it's later revealed to be none other than Sherry Birkin,
Sherry, you're killing me.
which is awesome to see as a longtime RE fan.
Claire!
Sherry, you're okay.
I'm glad to see you're safe, Claire.
It is later revealed that both Sherry and Leon are infected with the T-virus, a central plot point moving forward.
Our symptoms confirm a T-virus infection.
I'm Grace. What's your name? Emily?
During Grace's section in the care center, she meets Emily, whom she develops a close bond to and ultimately helps her in escaping the horrors of the facility. This bond is in part shaped by Grace's guilt. She feels guilty for her mother's death all those years ago and does not want others to die because of her.
Emily?
However, as most RE games are good at doing, they like to build these bonds to then later shatter the player.
No! No, that's Emily! It's Emily!
I'm sorry.
No, please stop, please! Please stop, No, Emily! I wanted to save her!
You don't understand.
No, I never would have escaped without her. This is all my fault. Again. Who are you?
The antagonists of this game are also memorable.
Dr. Victor Gideon.
Dr. Victor Gideon is presented as the main antagonist.
I've done it.
He is a former Umbrella researcher who is looking for Grace.
The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Why me?
Because my master made you who you are.
His design is unique and definitely memorable, portraying a madman who keeps Oswald Spencer's twisted vision alive.
I am humbled by my master's genius.
And just as we thought Dr. Gideon was the central antagonist,
You're exactly where you need to be.
we are introduced to Xeno, who looks and talks like one of the Resident Evil series' most infamous villains.
I've been waiting for you, Grace.
Albert Wesker.
I despise Chris.
The design is slick, with all of Wesker's mannerisms and flair. Even the voice performance harkens back to Wesker.
What's done is done. You need to focus on the future.
While not much is presented or known about Xeno, it felt as if Capcom was putting out feelers for a potential Wesker return. And after seeing the reaction to the character, I can say the fan base was loving it.
What are we doing here?
All in good time. You'll see.
Let's talk about the setting. The Care Center is the first location we really get to sink our teeth into. It feels like a blend of the Baker estate from RE7 and the classic Spencer mansion from the original Resident Evil. That feeling is emphasized as well in the puzzles you solve as Grace, with you needing to secure different quartz that harken back to the crests you needed to collect in the original Resident Evil to access the courtyard.
Finally. We made it. We did it.
Raccoon City was a treat for longtime fans who have always wanted to revisit the place where it all began. And here comes one of my only complaints about this game. The section where you need to collect the detonator parts is one of the most frustrating in the whole game. During my first playthrough, I got very lost and spent hours going through the underground subway and unnecessarily trying to access different parts of the map. The section felt like it dragged on and even felt like a chore at times to complete. On my second playthrough, it was a bit easier since I knew the route, but it still felt taxing in contrast to the other sections of the game. The same can be said about the orphanage flashback section, where I found myself having to continue multiple times as I didn't know what to do to progress. But after tinkering with different routes, I was able to figure it out. Now, this section of the game is a masterclass in how to do fan service properly.
It's on you now.
I got goosebumps as soon as those iconic strings played in the Raccoon City Police Department. The weight of Leon returning to the RPD after all of those years was made apparent, while the remixed version of the front hall played in the background. We had the chance to see the remnants of the police station, all while maintaining the pacing of the game. And then we were treated to another flash from the past.
What the?
Mr. Kennedy, I had a feeling you'd make an appearance. Sorry, but I don't have time to spare.
I remember you.
We encounter Mr. X, and once again we must escape from the original pursuer of the RE franchise.
I remember that, too.
After escaping the RPD, Leon once again faces the guilt he's carried all of these years, as he has to go through Kendo's gun shop.
Victor. You're a cop. You're supposed to know something. How did this happen? Those fucking things outside. What they did to us.
I'm so sorry. Never again.
Guilt is a central theme for both Grace and Leon. It's what drives them to keep going forward. And it's what pushes Leon to once again vanquish an old foe.
I couldn't save them. But I could stop bastards like you. I'll stop you as many times as I have to.
The final location is Ark, an underground facility which is said to house Umbrella's last bioweapon known as Elpis, or so we believe. Ark gives the vibes of Nest from RE2 Remake. It's futuristic yet eerie.
Not necessary. I'll neutralize the target myself.
Now, I don't know if it's Hunk, but it sure seems like it, but I'll let you decide.
Leon Kennedy. We finally meet.
Ran into trouble. This guy was one tough bastard.
Coming from you, that's quite the compliment.
Before we talk about the endings and give my final thoughts, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the sound design of this game. The music is amazing. It's the perfect backdrop for tension when playing as Grace. And the beat that plays while Leon is blasting through zombies is reminiscent of Mercenaries modes from the past. Also, the small details like how the glass crunches under your boots when you're trying to evade lickers is top-notch attention to detail. And I know I've mentioned it before, but the remix of the front hall in the RPD is so good. The perfect soundtrack to revisit a pinnacle of Resident Evil lore and history. The endings have me split. I chose to destroy Elpis at first, and this ending had me shook.
At least I could save you.
No!
And while I can see what they were going for, the fact that they allow you to go back to the same point immediately after to see the other ending felt like an odd choice. However, I think it serves to let the player know which ending is canonical.
Well done.
My only other criticism is that we didn't get a chance to fight Zeno. In fact, I'm not a fan of how easily he was killed off. And while I'm being critical, let's talk about this.
I wish we could have saved Emily.
Grace, I didn't hit any of her vitals. She could still be alive.
What are you saying?
Maybe we can save her.
How does Leon know this? Anyways, I was just happy to see that Emily could be saved and is now living under the care of Grace.
Emily, yeah, she's doing great. I'm actually teaching her how to read.
And thanks to Elpis, which is revealed to be a powerful antiviral, both Leon and Sherry are cured and can leave the shadows of Raccoon City in the past.
I'll be damned. Can't believe that antiviral actually worked. Feel better than I have in ages.
Oh, thank God. I'm glad you're okay.
We got a dose with your name on it. We'll be back in action in no time.
Thank you, Leon.
I had a blast playing RE9, and in my opinion it shows that Capcom have finally been able to synthesize what we love about the OG games with the action popularized by RE4 and you can even say RE5. It sets an exciting path forward for new installments and remakes of old classics. We were introduced to a new character in Grace that had so much depth, and again, kudos to her voice actress on delivering an amazing performance.
Thank you.
We had the opportunity to play as one of the best protagonists in the RE series, Leon S. Kennedy, with further exploration into the man and how he has grappled with all of the experiences he's lived through. We also had the return of his one-liners.
Hey, you. I was just resting my eyes.
But we also got a look at the grounded nature of the character.
This place. Raccoon City was where it all began for me. When it all happened, I couldn't make a difference. So I am here now.
And we returned to the place where it all began, Raccoon City. I give RE9 a 9 out of 10, and I highly recommend it to newcomers and longtime fans of the series alike. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and if you thoroughly enjoyed the game and want to relive the story, check out my RE9 the movie video to relive all of the cutscenes. Thanks, y'all, and see you in the next one.